Well, moving on to other news now, Indonesia has filed a lawsuit at the World Trade Organization against the European Union, claiming the bloc's restrictions on palm oil-based biofuel as unfair. The European Commission concluded earlier this year that palm oil cultivation results in excessive deforestation and its use in transport fuel should be phased out by 2030. Indonesia is the world's biggest producer of palm oil and has repeatedly said it will challenge the EU's Renewable Energy Directive known as RED II. At the WTO's dispute settlement body, Indonesia sent a request for consultations to the EU on December 9, 2019 as the initial initiation stage of the lawsuit. Indonesia's trade minister has said that the decision was made after assessing scientific studies and after a meeting with associations and businesses involved in the palm oil sector. Indonesia's Director General for Foreign Trade said that EU's policy would not just impact Indonesia's palm oil exports to Europe, but would also tarnish the image of palm oil products globally. And while relations between the US and China seem to have hit rock bottom, this as a report says that Washington secretly expelled 2 Chinese embassy officials after they entered a sensitive military base. Reports said that the Chinese officials, accompanied by their wives, tried to enter a base in the US state of Virginia, and according to the report, the incident happened in September this year when the officials were stopped at the entry of the base as they lacked a permit. However, instead of exiting the base, the officials drove inwards. They had to be blocked by fire trucks. In fact, one of the officials is believed to be an intelligence officer operating under diplomatic cover. Reports said that US officials believed that the motive was to test the security at the installation. However, the Chinese embassy said that the officials were not able to understand the instructions which were given in English. As for the report, Beijing has raised the issue of expulsion with the US State Department. It added that Washington had unveiled new restrictions for Chinese diplomats in response to strict new rules imposed on American envoys in China. The incident comes as talks failed to bring an end to the trade war between the 2 economic giants. And while talking of standoff, the top US representative in talks with North Korea has slammed Pyongyang's recent demands as hostile and unnecessary. However, the envoy added that there is still room for negotiations and that the US does not have a deadline for denuclearization talks. The remarks came as Special Representative for North Korea Stephen Biegun met with the South Korean President Moon Jae-in.
I have read closely the many comments from various North Korean officials over the course of the past month. We have heard them all. It is regrettable that the tone of these statements towards the United States, the Republic of Korea, Japan, and our friends in Europe have been so hostile and negative and so unnecessary. Therefore, here today, let me speak directly to our counterparts in North Korea. It is time for us to do our jobs. Let's get this done. We are here, and you know how to reach us.
Well, notably, the meeting came a day after North Korea announced that it performed another crucial test at its long-range rocket launch site. Pyongyang has now warned Washington of ominous Christmas gifts to the US, which many experts believe will be a missile test. Remember, North Korea has asked the US for more concessions in the talks, which have been stalled since the failed summit between President Trump and the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in Hanoi last year.